I'm sure that you're aware that it took a long time for some of you to get here, but what you might not know is that some people have been here for already a week and diligently praying and working hard at growing in their faith so that they could be a gift to you and your youth group. And so I'd like to invite the LEAD team to come out. LEAD is an amazing little opportunity that we've made available to young teens that are excited about going a little deeper in their faith, and so they come out the week ahead of time. Let's give a round of applause to these guys. Yeah. They appear to be happy and fed, so bonus. LEAD stands for Leadership, Evangelization, and Discipleship. And so all week long, it's kind of like they have a Steubenville conference where they're praying together and they're fellowshipping and they're challenging and they're doing small groups and they're going to Mass and they're just really soaking in the graces so that when this event takes place, you know, they can be that present to you, that joy to you, and to share their story of what's happened. And I love this. My daughter has been a part of the LEAD program, and if you're thinking, gosh, you know, I had such an amazing night tonight, maybe at the end of the conference, I want to look into doing that next year. You should totally get involved. It's one of those life-changing experiences, and I bet each of these guys and gals here would be more than happy to tell you how amazing it was. So let's do this, though. There's one guy especially I think we're gonna have come forward. Where's Nick the Stick Parks? All right, the man. Nick's gonna come up, and he's just gonna share a few things. He lost his shoes apparently, and. No, Nick's going to share a little bit about what God did in his life this week, and so if you could, just give him a little round of applause.
Hey. Hey guys. So, I'm Nick Park. Hey, that's my parish back there. I'm Nick Park. I'm from the Annapolis Valley, Nova Scotia. So are they. And I'd like to just take a minute to share with you about my story about how God touched me and how I encountered Jesus in my life. So, growing up, I wasn't raised in a religious family. Never went to church on Sundays. I went to Sunday school like every third one or so because I didn't like it at all. I got confirmed, but still didn't really understand what it was. And so growing up in a non-religious family, I was really, really distant from Jesus. He was the last thing I thought about, if I even thought about him at all. And because of that, a lot of sin came into my life. And because of that, I had a lot of hatred of myself. I had a lot of anger within me, and whenever I would hear people talk about Jesus, talk about God, they would say, like, oh, he loves you no matter what. He loves you so much. And I was thinking, how could he love me if I don't even love me? So after confirmation, I started going to youth group, and really the main reason I went to youth group is because I liked the people. They were really fun. We wrestled all the time. So my youth group invited me to go to a Steubenville conference because they told me there was an awesome band, great speakers, and you had to just hang out the whole weekend. It sounded awesome, so I decided to go. And while I was there, everyone was all the people around me were like, yeah, in adoration, Jesus touched me and all this stuff. And I wanted that so bad, but still I had that anger and hatred in me. So during the Steubenville weekend, the speaker kept saying, go to confession, go to confession, go to confession. So I thought, I should go to confession. And the thing with me and confession is, I never really liked it, because the idea of sitting there in front of some guy and telling everything bad you've done, it really, doesn't sit easy. So, because you feel like you're telling all this to this guy, and he's just gonna you feel like you're gonna say something, he's gonna be like, oh no, that's too bad, that's not being forgiven. So, I was really scared of this. But then the speaker said, confess your sins to the Lord. Give your sins to Jesus. And that's when I realized, when you're in confession, you're not talking to the priest. You're talking to Jesus. It's the coolest thing. The priest is like a telephone up to Jesus. You give the priest your sins, and there they go. And Jesus takes them, he just throws them away. So I went to confession. I sat with the priest, and for the first time ever in a confession for me, I let out everything. Every little sin, every big sin. And I cried. I was there for like half an hour, and at the end, the priest said, "You're absolved of all sins." And I was like, whoa. Like, I felt free. I felt like a new man. I felt like, for the first time, I felt God's love. So I went from that confession, and I prayed, and I said, Jesus, you've been knocking at the door to my heart. I'm ready to let you in. So from there, after that Steubenville weekend, my faith life has grown so much. My relationship with God is just, it's wonderful. And it was all because of that one confession. I do still have struggles in my life. I do still struggle with sin, don't we all? But I know that if I go to confession, all of that's gone. So if you haven't been to confession in a while, or if you've been to confession and you haven't given up all those sins, you've been holding some back, I really encourage you to go. Because Jesus takes your sins and throws them away. They're gone. You're a new person, clean slate, and that's it. So please go to confession.
Nice. Give it up for the lead team. Thank you, Nick.